everyone, Tori here today, and I'm going to be scrapbooking these two photos of my mom and I, and also this photo from the balcony at the musical that we went to. So I wasn't really sure if I should call this a scrapbooking process video or a Project Life process video, because I'm doing two really tiny pages. They're 5x7 pages, and I feel like they're more scrapbooky than Project Lifey, so that's why I'm calling it scrapbook, but they're really tiny pages, and they're just going to go in my regular album. I just wanted to do an insert. So when my mom and I were in New York, we went and saw the Amazing Grace musical on Broadway, and so these two photos come from that evening. So I am using papers from my Felicity Jane, what do you call this kit? I think this was the Something Sweet kit. And I'm just cutting two pieces of paper that will be 5x7, which will be the two sides of this page. And I'm going to sort of work on both of them sort of at the same time and then switch back and forth. So I decided to put the photo of my mom and I, the selfie, on one side, and then the photo from the balcony at the musical on the other side. So I just wanted to show you the score tape that I use there because I know a lot of people ask, but I basically just get it from my local scrapbooking store. So I wanted to make the front page really light and airy, so I used this like whitewashed wood grain paper and a heart doily that I got from Michael's, I believe it's Recollections brand. And then I also am using this like pink striped paper, which I think it was the add-on for my Felicity Jane kit. And I can't remember where it comes from, but I want to say crate paper, but I could be wrong. So correct me if I'm wrong. You can leave a comment below. So then what I did was I matted that photo on some of the paper left over from the wood grain, and then I'm just grabbing a doily and like cutting it up and layering it underneath. And I just sort of like cut it in half, and then I cut it again and just layered it just to give a little bit more, I don't know, layers under that photo. And then I'm going to stick that down. So I got these beautiful gold sparkly thickers at my local scrapbooking store, and I couldn't wait to play with them. So I wanted to use them on everything, and I've been using them a lot lately. So I'm sure you'll see them in a bunch of my upcoming photos. So on this one, there was this like music note. Okay, I'm not a music person, so I don't actually know what that's called, but it's like not a note. It's like what goes at the beginning of the line or whatever. And I just thought it looked so pretty. So I thought Amazing Grace is like a hymn and it's a song and it was a musical, so that I thought that would work well on that page. And then I'm just going to mat this selfie of my mom and I on some scrap papers from the kit that I just had left over. And then I'm going to also grab some more of those gold figures for my title and embellishments for this page. So I'm keeping these pages fairly simple just because they're tiny, and I feel like when they're tiny you don't have a ton of space, so you need to keep it fairly simple. So there was this word that said together, and then there were also these two overlapping hearts, which I thought were sort of cute, like they look like they were together. It's like a bigger heart and a smaller heart, like my mom and the big heart and I'm the little heart or something, I don't know. Okay, I'm being weird. But I thought they looked really cute on there, so I added those. And then I grabbed out some of these C'est La Vie black and gold foil thickers. And I think there was one that said always, so then I sort of made the title on that first card Together Always. And then I grabbed one of those like resin heart and added that. And then I thought about adding some stamping. So I grabbed the Felicity Jane stamps from the Something Sweet kit, and then I grabbed this one that was sort of like a banner, and I grabbed some black Memento Tuxedo ink and I stamped it a bunch of times just to make sure that it was nice and stamped pretty. And then I'm just going to fussy cut those out, and I'm going to stamp some phrases like in those. So I think what I stamped was special, and that word special also came from that stamp set. And I'm going to just fussy cut it out, and then I'm going to stick it on top of that photo from the balcony. And I'm just going to save the other one for later because I feel like I could use that on something else for sure. And then I had a ton of journaling, so this is where I'm going to add my journaling straight onto the background paper, just using a 0.01 pen, which is like my favorite. It's so tiny and it's delicious. It's so nice. So I'm just going to use that and add journaling all along that side and sort of make it so it wraps around the photo. And that's basically how I'm going to do this page. It's going to just be simple with a bunch of journaling. So I feel like that's a great thing to do if you have a page that you want to make where you have a lot of journaling or a lot that you want to say. You can sort of like stick down your photo and like the small embellishments that you want to use, and then just sort of do the journaling all around that, and it'll end up looking really cool. So yeah, anywho, I should have sped this up, so sorry, that's a lot of writing, but I'm almost done. There we go. And then I'm going to just finish that page off using some rhinestones, which I'm like in love with right now. And these rhinestones I got for $1 at the dollar store, which is like the best. And then the front, I'm not going to do any journaling on the front on the together page because I did all that journaling on the back of the insert. What I'm going to do is just use a bunch of these word strip, phrase strips, whatever you call them. I think they're maybe called Big Talk or Tiny Talk, and they're from Tim Holtz. And I'm just going to use a bunch of them. And that's it. The page is done. I can't believe how quickly these two came together. They were lots of fun to make, and I hope you enjoyed watching. And I hope you'll check back later for another scrapbooking or project life process video. Have a lovely day, everybody. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, and commenting. Bye.